Alright, so today we'll be talking about two of the most smartest characters in Invincible, in my opinion. I haven't seen any other character in this show to be able to do the shit that they're able to do, and yeah, they just both needed each other as well at some point, and yeah. So first off, we're gonna be talking about the Mauler twins. Now, the Mauler twins are basically these fucking two massive blue beefcakes. Who are, there's always two of them. Like they just need each other. They just can't survive without one or the other. That's actually one of their intellect. That's one of their knacks that they're able to do. One of their hidden talents. Pretty much they're able to the Mauler twin. He's able to clone himself. Now he's able to basically make a whole family of himself, where they're just like all the same. Bro's able to reproduce, but bro's basically able to reproduce asexually, but it needs a little bit more help from like technology and shit. So yeah, that's pretty insane actually. It's always like him and another dude, and they basically like have this warehouse with like a load of technology, and bro is just able to do it himself. No other help as well. He just needs like a builder's tool, a drill, drill into his tough ass bluish skin. That's like bulletproof, by the way. So he needs to really fucking try to hurt himself. Like if he was suicidal, he really need to put in some effort, do that shit. And he just needs to, put some blood in the machine. Then he needs to blend up some Krabby Patties and then feed them through like a drip thing. And he's able to grow a clone in like no time by himself. So like technically, if he did have the patience, if he did take the time, he could just like have a whole army of himself. He's always only made one other person. I wonder if he's ever thought of like making two more people, or making a whole fucking family of these guys. It'd be pretty insane, because these Maulers, they're not the smartest when it comes to fighting. They're not really that great at fighting. They're just kind of like swing first, and they don't really have any tactics or any good fighting skills. They just punch and that's it. But when there's like a lot of them, they can become pretty fucking dangerous. So that episode where the Mauler twins were helping, I was about to say Cleveland, bro. I'm not racist, bro. They're both black. Angstrom, put the memories inside of himself. The Mauler, basically Angstrom spawned in like a lot of Mauler twins from alternate dimensions, because he wanted to keep, Invincible busy. He's like, here, take care of our new friend while I just like, absorb all the memories of all the boys, from the different dimensions. He was absorbing like dimensions of his alternate selves. And those Mauler twins were fucking giving him a hard time, bro. They're giving him the Batman treatment. Like Jesus, Invincible does get the shit kicked out of him a lot, but he was getting the shit kicked out of him by the Mauler twins. Bro was getting fucking pounded. Bro was just like getting jumped from all angles. They were about to fucking kill. They were about to kill Mark until like Angstrom just popped their headset off and decided to turn into a big black brainiac and killed them all. That's the only reason Invincible survived, by the way, because Angstrom just didn't want his utopia to be built upon violence, even though I spawned in a load of steroid smurfs to go fuck you up. But I didn't want them to kill you. I just wanted them to beat the shit out of you. To be honest, I have no idea what bro expected. And they're also bulletproof. At the start of the episode, they drill up from the ground. I think they're trying to take over the White House. They're trying to become like Donald Trump, president of America or something. I don't really know what they're trying to do. But the guards were like shooting at them, and it's like they were shooting, I don't know, toothpicks at them or some shit, because it just wasn't doing anything. They're actually thinking, that kind of tickles, I can't lie. They're also smart enough to betray each other when they need to. The Mauler twins, this is another thing I should mention. They're smart enough to break out of prison as well. They know how to use like different technologies. So the Mauler twins, when they got put in jail after being caught by the Guardians of the Globe in the first episode, one of them a robot actually helped them, break out, because he needed them to make him a new body. I'll get to robot actually, he's in this video. Mauler twin, one of them, grabbed the guy's arm, just started, head bashing his head against the wall for a bit, like twice, and already knocked him out. They're pretty fucking strong. They're like built, and he is able to use the guard's arm to basically get himself out of the prison cell by like putting his hand on this hand recognition thing. So when the Mauler twins got out of the prison, they don't really like, the original doesn't really give a shit about any of his Mauler twins. It's like they're his brothers, but it's like they're his adopted brothers, and he doesn't really care about them, because he can just always make a new one. Like you can all just adopt a new child and have a new one. So he basically just like uses the Mauler twin as a shield against the laser cannon, and just leaped and jumped onto it. So like they do have like survival skills as well. They'll betray each other when they need to. This is probably the smartest thing. I'd say Yeah, this is probably is the smartest thing they're doing. Robot actually broke him out of prison because he needed them to make a whole new body, because basically Robot's current body is just a piece of shit. It's basically just like a deformed meatball inside of like a fish tank that he just could barely use. He needed like, robot legs on his fish tank, walk around. So I don't blame bro. He just wanted a new body. And holy fuck. And then they're like they done this by using Rexplode's DNA to make a robot, a new body, and they're actually able to do it. They're able to make the new body easy. So like he's able to clone himself, and he's also able to make people just from scratch. But Robot, he's pretty much smarter than them. Even when Robot did even when Robot did end up betraying them and tried to send them back to prison, when Robot was controlling, I'm just gonna call him Rudy, bro. It's just so much more easy. Rudy was controlling his robots, go attack the Mauler twins. And the Mauler twins, they're actually pretty resourceful. They know how to, handy-mandy their way through situations. They're able to build build a gun, a quick gun, just like out of scrap. And they nearly actually got Rudy. But Rudy has like this big fucking Mechazorg, or this big transforming a dump truck that is able to, just block him just in time and save his ass. So yeah, they're smart enough to, go for Rudy's human form instead of just constantly fighting the robots, thinking, that guy's controlling them. So like, we may just kill him and then all the robots will just deactivate. So yeah, they're pretty smart. And another thing actually they're able to do, there's an episode where they fucked up the Guardians of the Globe until Mark's little brother came along and decided to fuck them up. They constantly keep getting passed around by the Guardians of the Globe, and because they just don't have powers and they don't know how to fight. But there's this one episode where they're able to make a gun that basically pissed out electricity. The attack that when they shot the Guardians of the Globe members, it basically just targeted their nervous system and made them like tweak out and have a spasm attack on the ground, as if someone just removed an invertebrate or some shit. They're just paralyzed on the ground, weren't able to do anything. The only reason those Guardians of Globes were saved is because Invincible and his brother Ollie came along, and then Ollie actually apparently put them down. So yeah, they're pretty good when it comes to the gadgets and biological shit. They could have been good science teachers, bro, and they're just not really that great at fighting, and they're also, I guess they would probably underestimate some of their enemies. Like, they underestimate Rudy. He's like, he's just a little teenage boy. You could just kick him a couple of yards like a soccer ball. They didn't think Rudy would be that smart. But yeah, that's the Mauler twins. Next up is probably the smartest character in this entire show. Robot. There's some situations where the Guardians would have been in fucking graves. They would have been in wooden boxes 6 feet under if it wasn't for Rudy. In his first episode, he already proves how smart he is. He's able to predict where like the Flaxen's tanks are going to be. He's like telling Rex, there's gonna be 3 fat motherfuckers on your left. You're only gonna take a shit on them, just bomb them real quick, and then he's telling Eve he's telling Eve actually that there'll be 3 tanks on her side, and he's telling Rexplode to basically be Superman and save some civilians that are in danger. He's able to tell where like shit was gonna come from and all. He's able to like analyze their technology and basically tell what it is, what it's able to do. Bro's able to tell why they weren't dying, because usually when the Flaxens come through the town, time moves so much more faster. Their like entire childhood gets skipped in Earth. They just instantly become elderly patients. They need to go to the nursing home. But then the Flaxens came in with their little fucking wristbands that basically block the time flow, so they're able to stay there for as long as he wants. And Robot, he found this shit out, and he sent out this like frequency. He's able to absorb like the kilohertz or whatever from the wristband, and he's able to send out a frequency that disabled all of the wristbands and turned them so old. He came in really clutch, because the Flaxens were kind of just fucking up everyone on Earth until Robot decided, right, so I'm just gonna destroy your little device here that keeps you from aging the whole time. He's also able to decipher their language as well to find out what they're saying. Bro is like able to speak any language. He's like Judge Holdy. He's just able to speak any language he wants. I swear the Flaxens, they're speaking like and then Robot's able to decipher that like they're just saying regular shit. He has some, for a dude that has no superpowers, he is pretty OP. He has some pretty good technology, and yeah, the team, they do need them. There's like this other situation where pretty much they were like in Mars. They're going towards shapeshifts Shapesmith's like home planet. I can't even remember why, but when they got there, it was full of all these little sentient brains that have like their own tentacles, and yeah, these tentacles, these sectoids, pretty much what they're called is they were surrounding them. There's like a whole fucking hubba bubba, smoothie swarm of them all around the place. They, the Guardians of the Globe kind of seemed like they were cooked, and then just like with enough time, with like Eve putting up her like sandy tree dome, and then Shapeshift turning into like a giant ass homeless tent. Robot, he was able to dismantle part of his rope, or Rudy. He was able to decipher part of his like his robot body to basically make like this green neon bomb that when he throws it, he's able to disable all of them. He's able to basically I think it also attacks their nerves. It like paralyzes them for quite a bit. If Robot wasn't there on that mission to Mars, if he was downstairs in Earth ordering fucking dominoes instead of Rex, that whole team, they would have been all dead, and the sectoids would have won. They only won because of Rudy, because he's the one that made the whole Neon bomb, and gave him enough time to escape. Basically, this guy is so good with his technology. He's also pretty smart. He's also pretty good at manipulating other people. I mentioned how like he broke out the Mauler twins basically. So he broke them out because he needed them to make himself a new body. So he's able to use the prison's technology. He's smart enough to keep the Mauler twins going, and then try and betray them afterwards, because he still knew they were bad people. He was just using them for his own purposes, his own game pretty much. And he also came in prepared. He was not gonna go in this shit naked. He was gonna go up with some like backup, some reinforcements, because like these Mauler twins, they need to be put down. So he had like a load of robots. He even turned like his fucking van into like a giant transformer pretty much. And the only reason he didn't fuck up the Mauler twins is because he got a signal that he needed to go somewhere else. So even like in a little deformed little meatball thing, he's still able to get what he wants, and ultimately got himself a new body. He done this for like the huzz though. He only done this because Monster Girl found, because he liked Monster Girl pretty much, and he used Rex DNA because Monster Girl seemed interested in Rex, and he done this just for her pretty much. But I don't blame him as well. His body did seem pretty shit to be in, and apparently in the comics he's able to eventually take over the whole world and neutralize the heroes, and he's able to increase more safety and shit. But I haven't read those comics or anything. And he was able to survive in the Flaxen dimension for quite a bit with Monster Girl when he was trapped there. I'm not sure, I can't remember that in the show. That's also in the comics, but that's insane. Bro's able to do that shit all on his own because he's able to decipher languages, and he's just that smart. So I definitely would say Robot is one of the most important members of Guardians of the Globe. They wouldn't really be able to do half this shit if they didn't have him. He's basically like the Donnie's. He's basically like the Donnie from Ninja Turtles, but in Invincible. And then the Mauler twins, they're pretty smart as well. They're able. One thing I will say though is I also heard it. I also seen this on Reddit as well. Some guy saying this. I also agree as well. Angstrom Levy, he basically he asked the Mauler twins to go help him to set up like this giant machine that would transfer all the memories of his alternate selves into him, because apparently according to him, like Mauler twins, no one else in the 7 new dimensions or whatever has like your expertise. No one else is as good as like messing with machinery like you are. You could have just called upon Robot, couldn't you? You could have just like being like, hey Robot, ring, can you like come help me, help a brother out real quick? Sound. And like surely there's like robots in other alternate dimensions as well. Like Robot's way smarter than him. Robot would have been able to do the machinery pretty well. But anyways, that was just me talking about doing the most smartest characters in the show. I can't lie. I think I did mention all of them. But that's just me talking about Mauler twins and Robot. See you later.